You have probably heard about medications used to help control blood sugar. You may also know people who have reduced their intake of bread, rice, pasta, and sweets in an effort to keep their blood sugar levels more balanced. But what if there was a natural fiber, easily found in pharmacies and grocery stores, that has been studied by researchers for years and may help reduce the rise in blood glucose after meals? This fiber exists. Its name is psyllium. What is most surprising is that despite being available for decades, many people have still never heard of it. But are the benefits of psyllium really as impressive as they seem? How does this fiber work inside the body? And is there a correct way to use it in order to maximize its potential effects? That is exactly what we are going to discover in this video. But before we continue, remember, this content is for educational purposes only and does not replace medical advice. No food or supplement can replace a balanced diet, healthy lifestyle habits, or prescribed medications when they are needed. What is psyllium? Psyllium is a natural fiber obtained from the seeds of the Platygo ovata plant. It belongs to the group of soluble fibers, which are fibers capable of absorbing water and forming a gel-like substance inside the digestive system. And this is exactly what makes psyllium different from many other types of fiber. When mixed with water, it expands and creates a thick, gel-like texture. This gel is the main reason researchers have become interested in studying psyllium. Unlike a medication, psyllium does not work through a chemical action inside the body. Instead, it works mainly through a physical effect, changing the way food is digested and absorbed. And everything begins in the stomach. How does psyllium work inside the body? After a meal, food leaves the stomach and moves into the intestines, where carbohydrates begin to be broken down into glucose. Normally, this process happens relatively quickly, but when psyllium is present, the gel created by the fiber increases the thickness and viscosity of the digestive contents. This causes the stomach to empty more slowly. In practical terms, carbohydrates reach the intestines at a more gradual pace. And when carbohydrates are released more slowly, glucose also tends to enter the bloodstream at a slower rate. But there's another interesting mechanism. Inside the intestines, the enzymes responsible for breaking down carbohydrates must move through the gelatinous layer created by psyllium. It is like trying to walk through a swimming pool filled with water compared to walking through a swimming pool filled with gelatin. The path is still there, but everything happens much more slowly. As a result, the conversion of carbohydrates into glucose may happen at a reduced rate. In addition, the gel itself creates a barrier that slows down the movement of glucose through the intestinal wall and into the bloodstream. In other words, first, psyllium helps slow the movement of food out of the stomach. Then, it makes it more difficult for digestive enzymes to reach carbohydrates. And finally, it slows down the absorption of glucose. What do the studies show? But does this actually work in real people? That was exactly the question researchers wanted to answer. Several studies have evaluated the use of psyllium in people with type 2 diabetes. One scientific review analyzed 35 clinical studies conducted over approximately 3 decades. Researchers found that people who used psyllium before meals experienced reductions in fasting blood glucose levels. Improvements were also observed in other metabolic markers, including hemoglobin A1c, a test that reflects average blood sugar levels over approximately the previous 2 to 3 months. Another finding that attracted significant attention came from a review published in 2022. In that analysis, researchers examined soluble fibers capable of forming a gel during digestion, including psyllium. Under certain conditions evaluated in the studies, they observed a reduction of up to 41.4% in the amount of glucose released into the bloodstream after a meal. But it is important to understand this number correctly. This does not mean that psyllium removes sugar from the foods you eat. It also does not mean that someone can consume unlimited amounts of carbohydrates without concern. What the studies suggest is that this fiber may help make the body's blood sugar response after meals more gradual. The 4 mistakes that can reduce the benefits of psyllium. Now that we understand how it works, let's talk about some common mistakes. Mistake number 1, taking it together with medications. Because psyllium forms a gel during digestion, It may affect the rate at which certain medications are absorbed. For this reason, people who take medications for diabetes, blood pressure, or thyroid hormone replacement should speak with a healthcare professional about the best timing for use. Many studies recommend separating psyllium consumption from medications by a few hours. Mistake number 2, not drinking enough water. Psyllium needs water in order to form the gel properly. Without adequate hydration, some people may experience digestive discomfort, gas, or bloating. That is why it is generally recommended to mix the fiber with plenty of water and maintain sufficient fluid intake throughout the day. Mistake number 3, assuming all forms work the same way. Psyllium is available in both capsules and powder forms. However, many scientific studies use psyllium powder mixed directly with water. This does not necessarily mean that other forms behave exactly the same way. Mistake number 4, starting with too much too quickly. Increasing fiber intake too rapidly can lead to gas and abdominal discomfort. The ideal approach is to start with smaller amounts and allow your body to gradually adapt. How to use psyllium and who should be careful? According to how psyllium was used in scientific studies, it is generally mixed with water and consumed shortly after preparation, before the gel becomes too thick. Afterward, drinking additional water helps provide the hydration needed for the fiber to function properly. However, some people should take extra precautions. Anyone with a history of intestinal obstruction, difficulty swallowing, or significant digestive tract problems should speak with a healthcare professional before using psyllium. People who take daily medications should also inform their doctor before adding psyllium to their routine. Throughout this video, we have seen that psyllium is much more than just an ordinary dietary fiber. According to the studies presented, its main characteristic is its ability to form a gel during digestion, helping slow carbohydrate processing and making glucose absorption more gradual. But perhaps the most important message is that there is no single solution when it comes to health. No food, supplement, or fiber can replace a balanced diet, regular exercise, medical follow-up, or prescribed medications when they are necessary. Psyllium may be an additional tool as part of a healthy lifestyle. Now I want to hear your opinion. Had you heard about psyllium before, or did you discover this fiber for the first time through this video? Leave your comment, share your experience, and help other people who are also looking for information about nutrition and blood sugar management. If this content was helpful to you, give this video a thumbs up, share with others, and subscribe to the channel. Every week, we bring you science-based content explained in a simple way, helping you make better choices for your health.